I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see, and good to be seen. Who is in the house tonight? Dan H., good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Moldy Soldier, good to see you as well. Jeep Girl, hope you're doing fine. Mad Shad, welcome. The Virginia Bushcrafter. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Johnny Preps in the house. My man. Thank you for the 5x5, Dan. Fed Up American. What's going on, bruh? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as well. Everybody doing all right on this great Tuesday evening? We are almost halfway through this week. Nice. I see you, Fed Up. Good job. That's a beautiful piece of hardware, by the way. So tonight, folks, the topic is urgent versus important. Are you, or should I say, are we completing both? Von Eric, good to see you. Welcome. By the way, folks, do me a favor. Smash the like button. Let's put YouTube algorithms on their head. So before we dive into tonight's topic, coffee, then speak. Yes, she's not here yet, but there she is. My Renaissance grandma, good to see you. What's everybody got planned for this week? Let's go around the block and see what's happening. Anybody doing anything fun? Anybody doing anything to up their preps, fill their holes, fill in the gaps, help somebody out, so forth and so on? But yeah, I am filling some holes, which I'll talk about a little bit later, and go from there. Mad Shad, yes. Taxes. Yes, I understand. You and me both. Briar Rose, too. Good to see you. She's talking about midterms. Yeah. Yaya Kot, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well this evening. Mad Shad throwing tacos again? I'm not sure if he is or not. But playing with my silly grandkids. Mary Misfit, good to see you. And that right there is worth $1 million. Never take it for granted playing with the grandkids. I know exactly what you mean. Yes. And one thing I do love, because I have grandchildren too, love it that they can come over and do their thing, and I can send them home. The Virginia Bushcrafter, back in the bush for more practice. I see you, brother. I watched your last video. Again, I always learn something about being in the bush and knowing what to do when I get to hang out with you and watch you in the bush. Nice. Very good. So tonight's topic, folks, urgent versus important. Are we completing both? Because of my professional background, which is IT. All we do is solve problems all day, every day, which is a good thing because in life we all come across problems. So I came across this article by Robert Talbert. He's a PhD, and he talks about the urgent and the important. And this was pretty good. I really, this made me think. So he talks about two things. Now, we all know or remember President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Good, bad, or indifference, not the case. He once said, I have two kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are not important, and the important are never urgent. That was profound when I read that. I'll read it again. He has two kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. And the urgent are not important, and the important are not urgent. And the difference between the important and the urgent can be broad, okay? But the urgent problems or items are always focused on the present moment. Think of an urgent problem you've had or we've had. It always focuses on the present moment. They need attention right now, and if they are not dealt with, the consequences also happen right now. All right, Fed Up, thank you. Yes, the urgent always deals with the present, and the consequences are always right now. Important items, on the other hand, belong to long-term goals and items of strategic value. They are slower, connected to a long game or a personal or professional goal. I'll put it that way. And I'm going to share a graphic with you here as we go down this rabbit hole and learn about urgent versus important. And why this topic? Because the things in our life and things that life are throwing at us right now, we have to categorize them. They're either urgent or they're important. And we will begin to look at the things that are urgent may not necessarily be urgent. That way, they become important and we can get to them. Although I know we all tend to give our attention to urgent tasks at the expense of important tasks. How many times if you have kids, nephews, nieces, grandkids, they come running in the room, mom, dad, blah, blah, blah. I fell down, I skinned my knee. Well, that's urgent to them, but it's important to us. So we stop doing what we're doing. We reassure them they're okay, bandage them up, do whatever we have to do, take them to the hospital if necessary, and the urgent is no longer urgent. So when we do that, we put off important tasks, which is okay. So I'm going to share this graphic. This is a matrix that Eisenhower famously put together, which differentiates between the urgent and important. And this is actually used in productivity, some time management, sometimes prioritizing. And that way, you know what's really urgent and what's important. So let me share my screen and we will look at this. Okay. So with that, thank you, Nightbot. So we have a matrix here. We have an urgent column and a not urgent column. And we have a cross reference of important and not important. So in quadrant 1 is urgent and important. So if it's urgent and important, we do. Quadrant 2 goes on to talk about if it's not urgent, but it's important, we plan for it. So therefore, we begin to build a mental list or a physical list of tasks that we need to do. And I'm good for writing down stuff I need to do because I can't remember it and I will forget about it. So good to see you, Rip Curl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Michelle the Great, good to see you as well. Wisconsin Farm Boy, welcome, welcome, welcome. And anybody else that I missed in the chat, welcome. So quadrant 3 talks about urgent, but not important. And this is the big one here, as far as I'm concerned. If it's urgent, but not important, delegate it. Have somebody else do it or do it later and go that way. Bug Out, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So delegate it if possible, if that particular item falls in quadrant 3. Then we have quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. Don't do it. Eliminate it. Get rid of it, period. And I will put in the chat this link because if you want to look at it or download it or do whatever it is you would like to do with it, you can go get it. There you go. Bug Out Bushido, welcome. Hola, ¿cómo está? CBN. So with that, folks, this right here will help us put together our plan. And, I'm big on planning and doing the important things, getting the things done, less procrastination, and all of that. So quadrant 1, urgent and important, do it. If it is not urgent, but it's important, plan for it. Those are the things you write down on your list, okay? And I tend to have a very long list. Some of the married gentlemen or ladies may have a list called a honeydew list. Those are things we got to do and get done. Things that are so-called in quadrant 4, they're urgent, but not important, I delegate. I may tell my son, hey, on the way, drag the trash cans to the end of the driveway on your way out. Does he do it? 90% of the time. Saffron Bay, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Not a problem. Catch the replay. Thank you. I appreciate it. So, and then we have, it's not urgent and it's not important. Boom, gone instantly. We all know the old adage, just because it is a emergency on your part does not make it important on my part or something to that. 125, good to see you. Red Scout, good to see you as well. Prepared Irishman, my man, how you doing? Wolfang, good to see you as well. So, folks, this is how we can prioritize things we have to do. And I'm big proponent on that. You'll always hear me say, do the things, get the stuff done, especially when it comes to preparing and getting our house in order. Those are the things. Tracy K, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Those are the things that we have to do to make life a little easier. I all the time I'll say something to somebody in my family. Oh, remind me to do this, because I don't write it down, and I'll forget 2 minutes later because I'm doing other things that are important. Right now, I just finished a urgent task, urgent, and I have been working on that for a few weeks, and finally got that taken care of yesterday. And I am ecstatic. So now I can focus on my quadrant 2. Not urgent, but it's important. And I'll just share one of my not urgent but important is the bug out weekend. Trying to get things in order, what's going on, trying to line up and get all of the giveaways. We're giving away tons of stuff, and that's urgent. It's not urgent, but it's important. So that's in quadrant number 2. And I will put this up here again, just for those that came in that want to see a reference. So quadrant 2, it's not urgent, but it's very important. The bug out weekend is important. Now, things can always fluctuate. And for example, items in any of the 4 quadrants could move to another quadrant, excuse me, based on circumstances or additional information or things like that. So as it gets closer to June, the bug out weekend that's listed in my quadrant 2 will become and go into quadrant 1, because there's things that need to be done within days or hours, and we'll get things done. One of my other things that I'm currently working on is solar. I ordered two more solar panels that are 140. Yeah, I got 2 140-watt solar panels. So those are on the way. Those were in my quadrant 2 as well. For a quadrant 3 example, our company, we want to get certified to teach Stop the Bleed, and we have to meet certain guidelines. So one of the people that are going to be teaching the course, I delegated that to them to get certified to teach Stop the Bleed course. And we'll go from there. And quadrant 4, I don't even remember them because they've already been eliminated. But what are some of the things, and let's go quadrant by quadrant. And I just want to know the opinion of everybody in the chat. What are some of your quadrant 1 items, urgent and important, so you have to do them? Mad Shad says he likes to delegate. I like to delegate quadrant, but usually in the do quadrant. Yes, I'm with you, Mad Shad. Tracy K says, sorry, not being rude to all. No, she's on a military base and got to watch where I'm pulling over at to respond with everything going on. I got to be careful where I'm put. Tracy, not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. Stay safe. Stay where you're at. Do your thing. Right. Age 6 and 22. I'm with you. I'm with you. So with that, folks, what are some things that you have in quadrant Prepper Good Book Club? Good evening. In quadrant number one, urgent and important to do. Keep prepping, things like that. Keep prepping. Food, water, shelter. Fed Up American says, if I get to the right one of my major quadrant ones was just recently filled. I still have a few more. Got you. Right. So he got his number one. First and foremost, it's urgent and important. So he did it. Yes. Roaming Prepper, good to see you. Good to see you. Not a problem at all. I get it. Just wanted to thank you. I appreciate you. You had a great live, a great premiere. Wonderful. Good to see you, my friend. Be safe and keep doing the things. For Prepper Book Club, quadrant one right now, working out and getting the garden ready. There you go. There you go. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Prepper Book Club, because I was going to put in quadrant one, the garden. Start getting the garden ready. It's urgent and important to do, so do that. The Prepared Irishman says, filling gaps in the major preps. Absolutely. Old Mutt, good to see you, my friend. He says 1 or 2 Blue Eddy AC 200 max power outages backup. I'm with you on that. I am with you on that, Old Mutt. Yes, very much so. Rip Curl says, right now, pre-prep of the garden and build another water catchment system and get a new phone so I can get back to videos. There you go, Rip Curl. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I agree with everything. Jeep Girl also says, getting my garden ready. Okay. So those are some good examples of things that would go in our quadrant one. Now, quadrant two, not urgent, but important. So we plan it. So we all have lists of stuff that we need to do. And with that, what are some of the items you have in your quadrant two that's not urgent, but important, so you're planning? One of mine is to get an additional solar generator for backup power, and it's going to be a big one. So I've been working on that. Mad Shad said quadrant two, sleeping. Yep. The Roaming Prepper says this is a good method for trying to quantify your priorities to prevent wasted time and money. Absolutely, Roaming Prepper. And that's what the gist of this whole thing is. Right. Wasted time and money to prevent it. Absolutely. Rip Curl says, also need to get my brother-in-law to order our solar generators for us. There you go. Absolutely. So quadrant two, they're important items, but so we plan for them, whether it's budgetary or gathering the materials and things like that. Take care, Roaming Prepper. Stay safe. Not a problem. I'll be talking to you. Prepper Book Club says quadrant two, lots of house chores to get done over the next few months. I'm with you. I'm redoing some lighting in my house, and I want to tear up the carpet in my living room and my dining room and redo the hardwood floors. So that's on my quadrant two list to do. So folks, these are the things, quadrant two are the things we plan for. That way we can plan for it and we can budget for it if necessary, which is a wonderful thing. This will allow us to see, hey, are we really wasting time? Do we need to deal with this or not? So those are some things that we can put in quadrant two and plan for them. Like Rip Curl, I think it was Rip Curl that said there it is. he needs to get his brother-in-law to order solar generators for them. That's quadrant 2. So he's going to plan it out, whether it's budgeting the money or planning time to actually sit down with his brother-in-law to order the solar generators. Those are the things that we want to do, and make sure that we're not wasting time or money. There you go. Prepper Book Club said there was a decent Jackery deal through Costco. I don't know. I'll share this with everybody. I know Pinball did a thing with a deal with Wellbots on the Delta Pro Mini and a 110-watt solar panel for the original price of it is at Wellbots is $699. Pinball has a $100 off coupon code, which is Pinball Mini. And if I can find it, I'll post the link in the chat. But he also did a demo of the EcoFlow Delta Mini, and it will power a refrigerator, I think, for 6 hours. And the price of it is like $5.99 with the coupon code. And you get the Delta EcoFlow Mini and a 110-watt solar panel, which I thought was a pretty good deal. Let me see if I can actually find that. And I will see if I can post that. But these are the things, folks. I'll see if I can find that. These are the things that we need to put into our quadrant 2, things we have to plan for. My Renaissance grandma, she's asking, has anyone else noticed canned goods are not lasting to the expiration date? Thinking there's an enemy in the camp. Not bad. That's a good question, my Renaissance grandma. I haven't run into that as of yet. But I will keep an eye out for that. Okay, I found the link for the Delta Pro. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up the link for the product, and then I will drop what Pinball shared with his community. Yep. So you can all take a look at it. Yeah, it comes with a free 110-watt solar panel. So there's the link for Wellbots and the solar panel, and use the coupon code Pinball Mini, and there you go. So I just wanted to share that with everybody in case you didn't see it. Mad Shad, my Renaissance grandma said, Mad Shad says, truth is canned goods will last will last a long time after the expiration date. That is true. You're absolutely right. So as long as the best buy date is a minimum for me as a year out, I don't worry about that. Okay. Rip Curl says, excuse me, our next goal is a large freeze dryer. You know, Rip Curl, I would love to have that. That's on my bucket list. I would love to have a freeze dryer. I hope you get it. Let me know how that works out. And the Virginia Bushcrafter says, my Renaissance grandma, what I have noticed is something isn't right with the canned goods. Just don't taste as they did before. Okay. There you go. There you go. So with that, folks, so quadrant 3, urgent but not important, delegate. What are some of the things that you know you have to get done, but you can delegate? Greenleaf, good to see you, my friend. FSP, good to see you as well. And anybody else who came in that I didn't get a chance to say hello to, welcome, 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 welcome. But yes, quadrant 3 is my favorite quadrant because I like to delegate, especially to the kids. Jeep Girl says that she noticed that the aluminum cans are made thinner for canned goods. Mad Shad, quadrant 3, cut my toenails one day. Good evening, Paul J. Convoy Senior. Good to see you, Paul. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Klingon Princess, welcome, welcome, welcome. My grandma Renaissance says I've thrown away 5 cans that were 1 month before the expiration date. Puffy and about to explode. No dents or anything that would cause it. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, glad you threw those away. That's for sure. I know, Paul. I was reading and trying to, and it was scrolling, and yeah, it was going all over the place. Paul J. Conroy Sr. There we go. Paul, good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Wolfgang, good to see you. Julianne, good to see you as well. So quadrant 3, folks, delegate. And if there's a lot you can delegate it very much so. Yes, Klingon Princess, that is a great book. Right. Franklin Stephen Covey's book, First Things First. Yes, absolutely. But yes, if you can delegate it, folks, delegate it. And then again, we have quadrant 4. It isn't urgent and it's not important. Don't worry about it. And a lot of things go in that quadrant that I can't change or control. Go in there, don't worry about it. Like the war between Putin and Yushnik or whatever his name is, I don't care what's going on over there. I'm not going to sit in front of the idiot box and watch them do whatever it is, tit for tat. And Paul says, main thing I would worry about on those cans that were puffy would be botulism, right? And or that can might have had a micro air hole, right, that you would not see but would take in bad air. Absolutely right. Absolutely. Quadrant 4, Mad Chad says dishes. Yeah, well, Chad, you know, if you eliminate all the dishes, then what are you going to eat on? You got to eat. You're going to eat out the pot. I've done that several times. But yes, things that are not urgent and not important, eliminate them. Get rid of them. Don't worry about them. That will shorten your list, cause you less stress, cause you less things to worry about, and things that we really don't have to have a solution for. I would focus mainly on quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. That takes up most of our time. What we have to do and what we're planning to do. That's the bottom line. 300, good to see you, my friend. Urgent and important things. What do I have to do? You know, plan out. How many of you in the chat plan out your day the night before? If you plan out stuff you have to do the next day, put a number 1 in the chat. I want to see how many people actually pre-plan or lay out their day the day before. If you have things you plan on doing the next day and you actually plan it out, plan it out. Kane, 1906, welcome. Good to see you. Right. We all do. Briar Rose, too. Absolutely. Mad Shad, 125, wings it. I don't blame you. Sometimes I do. On the weekends, I'll wing it. Unless I have something that I know I have to get done, I'll go with that. So we plan the things we do. And that's the great thing about it, because when you have a crystal clear list, an idea of what has to get done, then those are the things that normally are going to get done. And Klingon Princess says one, sometimes just the one big rock I need to take care of. Yes, absolutely. It can be one thing. Virginia Bushcrafter says one, but doesn't always work out as planned. Absolutely. 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 Paul says I usually run a week to 2 week schedule minimum. Very good, Paul. That is awesome. That is awesome. My camera went out of focus. Well, let's see here. What can we do there? How's that? Is it back in focus now? And there you go. Now it has it. Okay. Just Josh, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well, bruh. But yeah, folks, quadrant 1 and quadrant 2, the things to do and the things to plan. Now, Paul says he plans things out 1 to 2 weeks out. He plans. He'll run a week to 2 week schedule. Paul, I wish I could get there. I wish I could get there, and I will one day. I will get there. So we have in quadrant 1 the things we have to do, or what's urgent and important. So we do those. The things that are not urgent but important, we plan for those. You know, just like I'm planning to start my seedlings, to get ready to start my seedlings and go from there. Thank you, Dan and Shad. Appreciate that. Glad I'm not just talking to myself. So, you know, we have to plan that stuff out. And you're going to plan it based on the priority, the time, the money, and how long it's going to take for us to get things done. So, you know, right. Paul says, you know, with all my medical doctor appointments and everything, he has to work around all of that. So I get used to it. Yeah, that's good. That's good, Paul. That's a good way to tackle it. You know, so plan the things out, folks. Plan them. And I know plans change. Things come up. Things happen. The weather's bad. You know, we had to pay something else that came up versus going and buying preps or getting that new toy or the gear that we needed. Magic, welcome. And Magic is in the house. So, you know, those are the things that we need to focus on. Quadrant 1 and quadrant 2. Quadrant 1, urgent and important, do the things. Quadrant 2 is not urgent, but it's important, so we plan it out. Quadrant 3 is urgent, but not important. Delegate that stuff if you can. Have somebody else do it. And quadrant 4 of always, it's not urgent and it's not important, so eliminate it. You know? Exactly, Mad Chad. Yes, every battle is won before it's fought. Yes. You know, that's the way we have to do, folks, especially now. We have to stay 1, 2 steps, sometimes 3 steps ahead of everything else that's, going on in the world, because that's what we do as preppers, as homesteaders, as whatever you as a person, as a human being, as a mother, as a father, as a son or a daughter. We have to stay 2 to 3 steps ahead of what's going on. It's right, Paul. He just said it right there. Everything I just said, let alone all and everything I have to do is usually weather dependent, as I have worked outside most of his life for work and just living for the family and household. Right. So we have to plan stuff. And that's what I'm doing. And there's things that I wanted to do yesterday, but I didn't because I planned it out to do it later this week. So now I'm focusing on things that need my quadrant 1 attention right now, meaning it is urgent and I have to do it, which I just did for my son. So that's taken care of. Now I can look back and look at quadrant 2 and plan some things, add some more things to the list. One of my quadrant 1 things, I think it was Prepper Book Club who said it, urgent and important, start preparing for the garden. Literally start preparing the ground for the garden this year. I'm going out this week and I'm staking out my garden and I'm going to start preparing the ground. That's one of the things you got to do. Right. Paul also said one thing besides doing the quadrant is to list it down, make a major list, but from that, cut it down in half. Right. Then worry about the quadrant. Right. For that way, it doesn't seem like a mountain instead of a molehill. Right. Break it down into small things. Absolutely, Paul. Thank you for adding that. So, folks, those are the things. Take the baby steps. When you're planning out your quadrant 2 and the things that they're not urgent, but they're important and they need to get done. Just Josh will like this because I told him about this the other day. I think the transmission is slipping on my truck. So what did I do today? I called AAA. Finally, they came and got it and took it to my mechanic. I called him and said, my truck's on the way. Fix it. So that was planned. That's one of my lists. It wasn't urgent, but it was important. So I got it done. It's off the list. Now I can go on to the next thing. Tracy said her potatoes are starting to grow. There you go. Magic, still chilly out today. Tomorrow might do outside work, though. Yes, I too. Not urgent, but important. I got to finish getting the leaves off my lawn. So I'm going out with my industrial push behind blower and blow all that stuff off into the woods and get the leaves off the yard. It ain't important. It is important, but it isn't urgent. So it'll get done when it gets done. So, these are the things that'll help us. And again, folks, I will put the link in the chat for that quadrant again, and there it is right there. You can go check it out. Very, very true, Paul. Big factor. Make sure you leave that list in front of you, but don't do delegate on that list. Right, exactly. And remember, most importantly, is that no matter if it is a large thing or small, you got something done. That's number 1. That's absolutely big or small. You got it done, folks. You got it done. And that's what we have to do in order to get the urgent and important things done and the not urgent but important things. Fed Up American also said, my 2 other quadrant 1s, getting my seeds planted and a solar generator. Yeah, absolutely. Right. Dan H says, only thing I can get rid of from my yard is snow. Yeah, fortunately, we don't have snow, Dan, which I'm glad we don't. So I got leaves. And I'm not going to trade you. And I wouldn't trade you because I dread snow with a passion. So, those are the things, folks, that will help us to complete our to-do lists and to help us add more preps and more time so that we can actually have time to spend with the family. No, you don't have to share, Dan. That's fine. You can keep it. I'm gonna let you have it all. You can have all the snow you want. Um, and again, folks, I will say this: put on your list time for the family. Make time for the family. Make time for the kids. Make time for your spouse. For that, and Paul also says, for me, I work on the small crap, and then the large crap seems to take care of itself for the most part by at least 50%. That's cool, Paul. That's cool. Yeah. And Magic says, might make some videos of outside work if I get really rambunctious. Well, Magic, I hope you get rambunctious and make some videos. And Paul says, and Trent, as far as for outside where you live at, don't plant outside till after April 20th, as that is the last day of the frost. Right. You're absolutely right, Paul. I'm just going to get the ground prepped and ready. Yep. Wolfgang says it's going to be 72 degrees in Cincinnati tomorrow. Yes. There you go. Folks, but those are the things that will help us to prioritize. Daryl Calhoun says, getting myself spiritually prepared. You know what? That is the biggest prep that I have. And that is the most important prep that I have is always spending time with God. I find myself doing more listening than talking. So there's nothing like getting a good cup of coffee and going out in the 3-season room and sit there and look out into the backyard and just be quiet. Those are the times that I spend just listening, and that's great. Absolutely great. But, folks, the one thing that I have in my quadrant 1, urgent and important to do, and the biggest thing with that is to spend more time with God and just listen. And that stays in my quadrant 1 because without him, I'm nothing. I will never give up my faith and my belief in Jesus Christ. That's me. Another thing is, and I think a lot of you have known, if not, Old Mutt says 8. Is that 8 feet or 8 inches? Please tell me that's 8 inches. Is Dan? I never drink unleaded coffee. I always have leaded coffee. If you're going to drink unleaded coffee, you might as well just drink some hot water. I drink coffee, and I drink coffee black, just like the tires on my truck, black, nothing in it. This is the way Juan Valdez intended coffee to be drank, and I drink it that way, black. Okay, Old Mutt, 8 inches. Woo-wee. Sorry to hear that, Old Mutt. Ghetto, good to see you, my brother. Hope you and your family are doing well. But folks, another thing that is in my quadrant number 1, urgent and important to do, is things for the bug out weekend. Because, and this is just me. I'm a giver and a doer, and a problem solver, all wrapped into one. And because, when I announced the bug out weekend, everybody that wants to come is coming. And I know that is a huge commitment on your part. And just to say thank you to everybody that shows up at the bug out weekend. And I can't say this enough, and I'm going to try not to give it away, but we're going to have so many drawings. And I'll say this. When you come in and when you get there and you check in at the check-in table, you're going to be given a green ticket. hold on to that ticket, because Saturday night, either before we eat or after we eat, we're giving away tons of stuff. And I'm not going to go into what's being given away, but it's going to be cool. A lot of stuff. We're going to have drawings, and we're going to give away a lot of stuff. And if I'm working on something, if I can't do it, I'm not going to mention it, but there's going to be hopefully something for everybody, whether you win in the drawing or not. Paul says, Trent, speaking of the bug out weekend, one thing I have been meaning to ask you is what campsite location should we all try to get into so we can all be in the same area? So Dan, or Paul, I'm sorry. Let me show you this here. We have a whole campsite to ourselves. And it is, the campsite is Sugar Maple Campsite. Okay. I'm going to put this link with information on it for our website. So when you get there, you don't have to, all you have to do is show up. We have the whole campsite. Sugar Maple Campsite is our campsite. And the campsite will hold up to 100 people. So to answer your answer, so you don't need to go register through the park. No. If you go to the link that I just put in the chat, you'll see down there where it says, click here to register for the free event. That's where you register, and we get an email with your registration and information saying you're coming. You'll get a confirmation from us that says, congratulations, you don't need to do anything else except show up. Right, you don't have to go through the park. Nope, we've already taken care of registering for the whole park, for the whole campsite. And it's the Sugar Maple Campsite. All you need to do is show up. The address is on our Bug Out Weekend page that I pasted in the chat, and everything is there. There's a park map and the park website and a park map. And if you have questions, you can email me at visionpreparedness@gmail.com. That's all you need to do. Just click the registration, click here to register for this free event, and it'll take you to a form that we created. You fill out that information, and boom, you're good to go. With that, any other questions, folks, about anything? But I'm just saying, I didn't finish my statement. The reason behind the giveaways we're going to do is our way of thanking you for coming to the Bug Out Weekend. Bring your gear that you want to test out. Bring everything for the weekend. And we're going to hang out. We're going to meet. We're going to greet and just spend some time together trying out different stuff. And, of course, we'll have a giveaway and planning on feeding everybody on Saturday night. Good. I can't wait to meet you, Paul. Yep. So no problem. And if you register again, yeah, you'll just be twins. But yes, with that, folks, that's our give back for everybody coming up for a great weekend. We've got a lot of things we're going to give away. We've gotten some of our items to give away from some of our affiliates. And plus quadrant 5 is eat. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, Matt Shad. Quadrant 5 eats. Yes. We're going to have barbecue Saturday night for everybody. And we're feeding everybody. And there you go. That's how we do it. But folks, I hope the premise behind the 4 quadrants and the Urgent versus the important. Are we doing both? I would say yes. We should be doing both. In that way, we get everything done, hopefully, that will allow us to be more productive. Absolutely, Old Mutt. If you have extra gear, please donate it to others. I'm glad you mentioned that, Old Mutt. We will put out a table if you have extra gear that you just want to donate to other people. We'll have a table where you can lay it out on, and if others want to donate also and swap gear and everything, you can do that too. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Old Mutt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm really trying. I have one urgent that I'm trying to pull off that is close to impossible, but yeah, right, Trent. Porky Pig has left the building. Nevertheless, I'm still going to work on it, and hopefully we can get that pulled off for everybody, which is in everybody's favor. But yes, with that, what time is it? Oh my, it's 7 o'clock already. We started late, so we'll end late. How's that? Any other questions, folks? Any questions for me? I truly appreciate everybody coming tonight and listening and sharing ideas. And that's what it's all about. I don't have all the answers. Some great comments in the chat. Stuff, comments, things like that, great ideas, because I don't know everything and I don't plan to. And I'd be the first to admit I don't know. And if I don't know something, I'm willing to reach out to somebody who may and go that way. So yes, folks, make sure if you're coming to the Bug Out Weekend and you have gear you want to give away, bring it with you. We'll have a gear swap table. And you can leave something and take something, or you can leave something. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh. I'll even do you one better, Josh. I'll drop this link one more time to the 4 quadrants in the chat. You can actually read the article, and they have other related articles to it that will help you in your prioritizing of your important and your urgent things that come up in life. With that, folks, I just want to thank all my amazing killer moderators, Mad Shad, Fed Up American, anybody else, any of my other mods that may be in here. I've got some of the best mods on YouTube. Jay Creature, my man. Where are we in a bunker? Jay Creature, we're in one of the safe rooms. I'll say that. We're in the safe room. So you're good. Jay Creature is a self-proclaimed president of the Vision Preparedness Northeastern American chapter of the Great Northeast. And I appreciate you, Ghetto. Thank you. Folks, again, as I always say, this is very humbling for me, and I appreciate everybody. And I will say this. Smash the like button for me. Let's turn YouTube on its head and say, what they doing over there? They must be doing something. With that, folks, remember this. Keep prepping. Because your family depends on you, and it depends on your life. This is Vision Preparedness. God bless everybody. Everybody have an amazing week. I will see you Thursday night, and take care. God bless. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness.